Thanks for joining. I'm just going to start a little demonstration with root. So I'll go ahead and get that fired up now. Can you hear it all right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alrighty. Get my mouse to work. Alright. So, root is sort of a, not exactly area control, but it's got a little bit of area control elements. A little bit of like a battle type thing, but it's not all just battling. Basically, the theme centers around 4 different factions, which I'll show you in a second. And let's say, probably the best thing to do is just go ahead and start one. I'm going to play as Marquis de Cat, I guess, de Cat, which is one of the factions. Marquis de Cat is sort of a military-industrial complex kind of a faction. And they want to basically industrialize the woodland and take control of everything. The Erie dynasty is like a bird faction, and is basically the arch enemy of the Marquis de Cat. They're basically the 2 warring factions that are trying to take control of the woodland. Woodland Alliance is basically a little loose alliance of all the other woodland creatures that aren't either Marquis de Cat or Erie dynasty. And they want to go around and like spread sympathy among all the other woodland creatures that are like dissatisfied with, this war between the Marquis de Cat and Erie dynasty. And Vagabond is like a lone wolf. He's a raccoon character, and unlike the other 3, doesn't actually have like an army of warriors or anything. It's just a single Vagabond, but he's just does his own thing and goes on quests and kind of maintains relationships with the other 3, good or bad. He can aid or go against the others. The objective, I believe, is 30 victory points to win. First person to get to 30 points, game ends immediately and they win. There's no finish out the turn or anything like that. So these 4 factions they're asymmetrical. Each one plays completely different. There are basic rules in the game that applies to all of them, but then there's a lot of like abilities that are unique to each of the 4. So depending on which one you pick to play, it's going to be a little bit different. So with a little bit of a learning curve probably to actually learn how to play a faction once you pick one. And it may take a couple games. It's not something you're going to get immediately. But anyway. And everybody draws cards. First, the first player to go draws 3 cards. The second one draws 4. The next one's 5, and then 6, I believe. So the startup. This is the woodland map. All these little spots they call clearings. All these little circle areas, little clearings in the woods. The clearings are connected by paths. So if 2 clearings, like say here and here, if they're connected by a path between them, they're called like adjacent. So these 2 would be adjacent to each other. All the clearings have like a ruling kind of creature type. Like for instance, that one's fox, and they all have different symbols. So the little red, that's fox clearing. That's a mouse. And then the other type is the bunny rabbits. So there'll be the 3 different types. Each clearing has got its own type. These little squares are building slots. So each clearing will have some number of them, and that's where buildings would go. Now, the Marquis de Cat, during the game setup, first has to pick a clearing, and it's got to be one of the 4 corners. That's why these 4 corners have the circles. So you pick, Marquis de Cat picks a corner in order to place their keep. I'm just going to go ahead and place it up here. And then gets a warrior in every clearing. That's what all these little guys are, except the one on the exact opposite corner from the keep. Because the one on the exact opposite, this will be Erie Dynasty's starting spot. Now your little play mats will give you details on your particular faction. It's like Marquis de Cat gets a field hospital. Like when a warrior dies, you can spend a matching card, return them to the keep. And then where the keep is, only the Marquis de Cat can place pieces in that clearing where the keep is. Marquis de Cat builds these 3 buildings: workshops, sawmills, and recruiters. Workshops are used for crafting. Sawmills generate wood, which is a resource needed to build buildings. And recruiter is how they get more warriors. And I'll show you, detail on that. This is total number of warriors. I think 24 to start, but it just put out 1 in every space, so there's only 14 now left. And you can see I got 3 cards in my hand. Now, the turns in Root are broken into 3 phases. So every time you take a turn, you'll play all 3 phases in your turn before it goes to the next person. And they will do all 3 phases in their turn, goes to the next person. Each phase basically represents a day. And it starts with birdsong, which think of it as morning. And then you got a daylight and then an evening phase. And then once you complete your evening phase, your turn's over, next person goes. So you can see Marquis de Cat, during the birdsong phase, gets a wood at each sawmill. So every location where there's a sawmill, put 1 wood basically in that clearing where the sawmill is. And then in daylight, it's broken into 2 smaller sub-phases, 2 steps. First, craft. So any cards in your hand you can craft. You can do that first. And then take up to 3 actions out of these: battle, march, recruit, build, and overwork. Battle is basically fight other opposing warriors in the same clearing as where you've got some. They got to be in the same clearing to battle. Just because they're in the same clearing doesn't mean a battle will happen, because it is an action that you have to actively take. It's not automatic. March is just how Marquis de Cat moves, well, and also Erie Dynasty, moves warriors from a clearing to another. Recruit, that would goes into the recruiters. That would mean get a warrior at each little recruiting station. Build a building. and place it on one of those little building spots. And overwork, I forget, but I'll see it in here in a second, I think. And then it has to do with the resource, though. I think it's like an extra wood from the sawmills. And then in the evening, it draws a card plus a card for each card earned on the recruiting track. And then discard down to 5. So the Marquis de Cat, anyway, it's got a maximum of 5 cards. And I'm not going to go through the others in real big detail, but just to see how different they are. Here's Vagabond. Evening's Rest. If he's in a forest during the evening, repair all items. And he can actually have like items like, you know, swords and stuff he can craft and all that. And then Lone Wanderer. Your opponent is not a warrior, cannot be removed from the map, can move without ruling a clearing. And then it's turn order. These are the things Vagabond would do. Refresh 3 items, plus 2 items, slip into a clearing forest, and then Daylight, take actions with items, resolve quests. And then Eerie Dynasty. Eerie Dynasty has what they call the Decree. And has like a ruling despot. So, and there's things that, you know, pertain to that. I'm not going to go through all of it in real big detail. Again, just to see they are different. So whichever one you're going to play, you know, look at the mat here and, you know, kind of get familiar with it. And there's Woodland Alliance, and has a sympathy track, and there's what it does each of the 3 phases of its turn. Alright, so still in the setup part here. The Marquis de Cat has to place a sawmill, a recruiter station, and a workshop. And that would be these. Now, the first building of each type you place, you get like a little marker on this first square. The first, and that's going to happen right now just from the startup. So these will going to get filled in. What this means is when this workshop gets placed, you'll get 0 points. Sawmill, 0 points. Recruiter, 0 points. But the second workshop built, you earn 2 points. First and the second sawmill is 1 point. Second recruiter is 1 point. And this is the cost in the wood. These are free, but when that moves up, the cost also goes up. So you get more points for more buildings, and you also, it costs more. Sort of like Wingspan, how the more you place, the more valuable it gets, but also the more expensive. Sort of that concept. So I'm just going to place pretty random. I'm not really putting any thought into it, but it's now Eerie Dynasty place what they're called Roost. And again, it's in that opposite corner from the Marquis Keep. So now when you look at your cards, the cards also have suits that pretty much correspond to the same thing I was saying about the clearings. So you can see that's a fox in the top left. It's got the red fox suit. That's the rabbit suit and mouse. There's a 4th suit, which is a bird suit, but the bird is just like a wild and can satisfy any of the other, it can substitute, you know, for any of the other 3. Now, so I don't have anything left to craft. I'm just going to continue. So now, again, as Marquis de Cat, these are the actions you can take: march, build, recruit, and then there's the overwork. Spend a card to place a wood in a clearing with a sawmill matching that card. So if I wanted to use, and that is available to me, because my sawmill is here. Sawmill is a mouse clearing. So if I wanted to overwork and get the additional wood, I would discard that mouse card because it matches the mouse clearing type, mouse type. That's what that means when it says, you know, a card of a matching suit. But I'm going to, so I have one wood. So I could build a sawmill or a recruiter, not a workshop. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I can do a workshop. That's one wood. 2 points, but still one. Just to get some wood, I will just build a sawmill there. And I'm not going to march right now, because that would mean leaving a clearing with no warriors in it. Now, one very important concept is the concept of ruling a clearing. You rule a clearing if you've got more warriors plus buildings added together in that clearing than any other player. So, like, for example, here I got one workshop, one warrior, so basically that counts as 2. Now, if somebody was to move 3 warriors into that clearing, I would not rule it. Right now, I do rule that clearing. This one, pretty much all of them because no other players have moved into them yet. So with at least one warrior, and maybe even a building on some of them, pretty much rule them. So if I was to go to March, in order to move warriors, you have to rule either the clearing you're coming from or going to. And again, right now, doesn't mean much. I could move anywhere I wanted. But as the game goes on, you know, things change up. You kind of lose control of a clearing, and then that can become a problem. And to spend wood to build a building, there also has to be basically like a supply line. You've got to be able to transport the wood basically from where it is. Like if it was in this clearing, you got to have control basically. You got to have, you know, warriors or whatever in clearings that are connected by the pass. If it was broke, I wouldn't be able to get wood, you know, to that clearing if there wasn't a clear supply line in order to transport the wood. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's pretty neat, actually.
So, it's really in depth, and it's, you know, not something you're going to grasp right away, but just to kind of show you a little bit of an overview of what it's like. So I've got one recruiter that I placed already. That's the sawmill. There's my recruiter. I'm just going to go ahead and just recruit. Right now it's only going to be one. It'll be one warrior here at this clearing because that's where my only recruiter is. So that gave me another warrior there. So now I got 2 there. So now actually, yeah, just to show you. Now a march action, you get 2 marches, and each march can have 1 or more warriors in it. So, like if I want to go, like say, from here to here, and then I could do either one or both of them. I'm just going to do one and still leave 1 behind. So now I got 2 over here. Now, if I want, I could do a second march action. So if I wanted to, I could move him to either here or up here. Not back here, it's not connected. This is a river, not a path. And you can only go 1 clearing. So they say, so I could go up to here, but I can't go there and here. That would be 2 march actions. Instead of doing that, I could have gone, taken one action and a second action. I could have got up to there if I wanted. But there's the Vagabond right there. Vagabond's the only one that can go like in the forests. All the others have to basically stick to the clearings. I'm just going to not even take the second one. You don't have to use both marches, so I'm just going to skip the second one. Now it goes to my evening step, which, if we look, just draws a card, +1 for each card earned on the computer track. So, yeah, there's really nothing for me to do. It's just basically drew a card, which is why it's just saying it continue to complete. And there's the card I drew. That's that bird type I was talking about. It's got the bird claw suit. So that's a wild. And when Eerie Dynasty recruits, theirs come from their roost. So he got some warriors. He just marched them over to here, built a roost, got a victory point for that. That's Woodland Alliance. That's their sympathy tokens. So they're going around spreading sympathy. Now, an interesting thing about Woodland Alliance, so this is their sympathy track here. This outrage. Now, in clearings where they've got sympathy tokens, when an enemy encounters or destroys sympathy, encounter meaning move into a clearing or there's a Woodland Alliance sympathy, they must must add a card matching the clearing to your supporters. So basically, you give up a card that matches the suit of that clearing, whatever type it is, animal type, to Woodland Alliance, if they have sympathy there, or if you destroy one of their sympathies. But same thing, if you want to get rid of it and get it out of the clearing, you're going to have to destroy it, and which means you're also going to lose a card, but that sympathy token will go away. Otherwise, every time you move into that clearing, it would cause that outrage. So where did they just put one? All right. Oh, craft. All right. So I can craft. Now, any cards, not all cards can be crafted, but this one can. If it can be crafted, it's got that little wooden plaque, like right underneath the suit in the top left. You see the little wooden sign. It's got a little bunny symbol, which means it's going to take one bunny to craft this Woodland Runners. Now, and again, this is just how Marquis de Cats works. The others, outside the scope of today, but for Marquis de Cat, with the crafting, how it works is these workshops and the type of clearing that the workshop is in. So wherever your workshops are, as you can see, my only workshop right now is in a rabbit clearing, and that is one rabbit. That's why I can craft that, but I can't craft this one. I don't have any workshops in a fox clearing. For that one, I'd have to have workshops in 3 different bunny clearings, because there's 3 bunnies on the little wooden sign. And that is 3 mice, I think is what that one is. So, I think I will go ahead and craft that. So it's basically going to exhaust that workshop, and then that workshop cannot be used anymore this turn. because it's already kind of been used. If I had workshops in other clearings enough, to craft something, I could craft more cards. But since that was my only one and it's basically tapped out for this turn now, that's why I can no longer craft anything. So I'm done crafting, so I'm back to pick an action. Since I do have, just for grins, alright, well, that's one fox. Alright, so do I have, alright, here we go. There's the fox clearing, and is there, I don't think there's a building slot. There's a ruin. Yeah, I don't think, yeah, so it won't let me build there. Okay, here we go. There's an empty building slot. Fox clearing. I'm going to go ahead and put a workshop there. That would give me a possibility of being able to craft this one maybe next turn. So let's do a workshop. I get 2 victory points for the workshop. As you can see, these are starting to fill in now. That was the second workshop. We're up to the third. Can't build more than this. But, this is how many total workshops, sawmills, and recruiters, in the game. So you can't build more than 6 of each. So the next workshop will cost me 2 wood, and it's worth 2 points. And you can see there's the sawmills. And I still only have the first recruiter. So. And speaking of, can I do a recruiter? I think I might be able to. Yeah, 1 wood. All right. I have 1 wood still remaining. Sure. Let's do, I'll do a recruiter up here. So you can do the same action twice. As you see, I did 2 different builds. Now I got 1 action left. That's what this here is, actions remaining 1. On that I got a second recruiter. I'm going to go ahead and recruit, so this time I'll actually get 2, because I got 2 recruiters, and they're in different clearings. 1 there, 1 there.
Okay.
And that is, unless I do that, Hawks for Hire. Spend a bird card. Oh, that's this one. Spend means discard for 1 additional action. So I could discard that if I wanted to do another action. But I think I might like to try to craft it instead. So I'm going to hold on to it. The vagabond aided me and gave me a card, looks like. Oh, nice. I like the ambush. There you go. Outraged because he moved into a clearing that has a Woodland Alliance sympathy. Right here. Alright, so this is going to probably happen too quick for me to actually explain the battles. Oh, I guess that wasn't a battle, it was just an outrage. Ah! Woodland Alliance destroyed the roost. Oh, wow. And they are pumping warriors out there. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and craft that. So it's actually it's using that workshop because that's the workshop in the fox clearing, which is what that one needed. Let's see. This is probably gonna, this will be a losing proposition, but just to show you, you know what, let's recruit first. Alright, so, alright, yeah. Oh wait, that's gonna be, let's see if I march these guys over to here to give me 5, and then march like 3 or 4 of them down here. That would be both of my actions. So instead, yeah, all right. Oh wait, no, I can. No, you get two marches. So yeah, let's go. I want to leave 1 behind, so I'm just going to do 2 of them. And then, oh, that's right, that's not connected. Yeah, I'll still march these guys over. How about 2 of them? Alright, and again, this is just to show how the battles work. There's the Erie Dynasty, and I got a single warrior. Now, if you do a battle action, basically the attacker, the one that took the battle action, in this case is going to be me, because I'm doing it on my turn, it basically rolls 2 12-sided dice that only have 0, 1, 2, and 3 printed on them. And okay, what the 2 dice, what the numbers rolled, are indicate like a number of hits that get dealt. Now the attacker is always going to take there are exceptions, there is an exception to that rule, but generally speaking, is going to take the highest number rolled. So say one of them comes up with 3 and the other is a 2. Well, the attacker is going to take the 3, the defender, the other one, gets the 2. And that's going to indicate the number of hits dealt. Now, you can't deal more hits than the die rolled, obviously, nor can you deal more hits than the number of warriors that you have in that clearing. So as I go into this battle, even if I roll a 3 for me, I've only got 1 warrior. It's still only going to be a single hit. Now if I roll 0, I don't deal any. So each hit will defeat 1 warrior, and if there are no warriors, it next goes to buildings. So in theory, it's impossible because you can't roll a 4 because I only go up to 3. If I was to wipe out all 3 of those, I'd also be able to destroy that roost. Now, if you go do a battle in a clearing where there are no opposing warriors, it's called defenseless. And I think it deals an additional hit than what you rolled, and just goes straight to buildings. So if he didn't have any warriors there at all, I'd be able to destroy that roost easy, because it would be defenseless with no warriors. So anyway, I'm going to probably lose because you can see it's 3 versus 1, but just so you can see it. And then if there were more than one type of enemy in the same clearing, pick. I get the 2, he gets the 0. So he actually is not going to deal any hits to me at all.
Nice.
But I still only have 1 warrior, so instead of dealing 2, it's still only going to be 1. So he's going to go from 3 warriors to 2, basically. And that's what you'll see happen. 1 of them defeated. I got too many cards, so well, at the start of daylight, you may initiate a battle. Vagabond ability explore. You can, and those little ruins that are in building slots sometimes, you can explore the ruins and wow, got all 4 factions in that clearing. That's a special thing with the Erie Dynasty. They, on their decree, they have to be able to perform every action on their decree every turn. If they can't, they fall into turmoil, and basically it's like a leadership change. Their current leader, I think, gets replaced by another one. So it's like each of these 4 factions have their little differences. So if you don't like how one plays, you can try a different one.
Okay.
And just because they are quite different, as I showed you. But that's like the basics. Unless there's any questions you have. I think that's like pretty much covered like battling, building, marching. And again, it would take forever to go through all the other 3 also, but
Right.
that's
It
like
looks really cool. I
it's
love,
like
as a side note, I love the sound effects. It's so munchkin.
yeah, yep. Exactly. Like here's the points. Like Woodland Lion's got 7 points. Erie Dynasty's got 4. No, that's like Woodland Lion's there. That's Vagabond has 7, yeah. And I've got 5 now here. So all right. Well, I guess I'll
Very nice.
move on then.
Yeah, that's cool. So, is this part of the Steam sale?
Yeah, it is on
Okay.
sale.
Nice.
All right. And since most of us are familiar with viticulture, that's why I wanted to do just the Tuscany expansion and cover like the differences with it. So probably the easiest thing to do. Easiest thing to do is actually drag one of these over. Really, there we go. So with Tuscany, you've got all these little additional features you can turn on or off, whichever ones you want. Which I'm just going to do basically everything to show. It adds special workers. I think there's 10, which are listed here. You can either pick the 2, there's 10 of them, but only 2 will ever be used in one game. So you can either pick, when you're creating the game, you can pick the ones you want to use, or I'm just going to leave them both on random, which means that 2 random ones will get picked when the game starts. The extended board is the board is quite different. As you'll see, I'll show you when it comes up actually. Special words. It adds structure cards. There's now a 5th type of card. So in addition to your summer and winter visitors, your wine orders, and your vines, there are now structure cards. So not only can you build the same buildings, your windmill, your vine trellis, all the normal ones, there are now buildings that are part of this deck of cards, these structure cards. So when you do building action, you can build one of the structure cards, from your hand, and they have, their own. I think it's a limit of 2. You can have 2 structure cards, and they give you whatever the benefit, that's printed on the card. All right, so here's the special workers for this game,
Okay,
Farmer and Oracle. So you want to take a second, you can kind of skim through. I'm not going to focus too much on the differences of all 10 of them, just the fact that they are, they exist, and give you, whatever little extra benefits that in the descriptions there.
okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and pick the windmill. All right, as you can see right away, this is called the influence board. That's new. So it's like a new mechanic where you can play these little influence, which is what these little stars up here are. You can place one on this influence tracking board and get benefits from that. Oops. There we go. The wake up chart is different. Not only, it's no longer just a single benefit that you get right away, but actually some of them are spread out across the seasons. Can I zoom? I thought there was a way to zoom that. Maybe it's after. I'll just go ahead and take, I guess, 6. And speaking of the wake up chart, you no longer, in Tuscany, you no longer, everybody picks their wake up position in spring all at the same time, on a rotating order. Where if you were the last one to get a choice, you're now going to be the first one. If you were the first one last year, you're now the second one to pick. Instead, you pick your wake up position immediately after you pass for the winter. So like as soon as your year ends, you pick your spot. So that means it could be a strategy for people to, for players to pass in the winter, even if they have unused workers that they haven't placed, just to like get a jump start on the next year and grab the wake up, position that they want for the following year. So it adds that as a, ooh, that's an option, because as soon as you say pass for the winter, even if you've got, unused workers, boom, you're going to pick your wake up position. So that could mean you get, your preference, for that next year. So that's a little bit of a twist on how that works. When we get to the end of the year, you'll see. All right, big thing about the board, there are now actions for all 4 seasons. You see, these are spring, summer, fall, winter actions. So instead of just summer and winter, they now have before, the only thing you did in spring was pick a wake up. The only thing you did for autumn was draw a visitor card. Now the actions are actually divided across all 4 seasons.
Okay.
Let's see. So I'm going to. I'll confirm. Then he's picking his wake up. There we go. And so, whoop. Wrong one. This is darn it. Well, I need one. So now you can actually right-click on a space, since there are other worker types, but you'll get them by hiring. So when you go to train a worker, you can pick if you want like one of those special ones. I'm going to use my big guy because I need to draw a vine. Alright. This is a new action. This is place on move or move influence. That's how you put stuff over here. That is the same, build a structure, works the same way as always. And there's your tour. Again, it's pretty much works the same as always. I think the bonus, the little flag. Yeah, that might be just a little bit different there. And I'm going, let's see. Well, I'm going to need to, I need to build a building. I got to get a trellis. Is it waiting for? Disorder. Nope. Oh, I can't afford the vine trellis, which is what I'm wanting to do. Yeah. Well, all right. Let's do a tour. Try to get some lira. All right. And yeah, I'm gonna pass.
A lot of coinage.
Yeah. And we're coming up. This would be summer. Now, in the fall, you no longer automatically draw a summer or winter visitor. No, one, because it's all actions now. And I was there. That's the draw order. That's the harvest. And this is new too in the summer. Before, I believe you could sell grapes. It was either the grapes or the wine that you could sell for points. They got rid of that, and now instead it's this trade 1 for 1, where you can trade one resource for any one, like any 2 cards, 3 lira, victory point, grape. For example, you can pay 3 lira to gain a victory point, or discard any 2 cards to draw any 2 cards, or discard a red grape for a white one. So it gives you basic trade options that you can use. Where was I? Summer and yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. You can see here in fall, I think that's what he just used, there's this space that combines the build a structure and give a tour, so you can choose. So if you miss building your structure here, you get a second chance in the fall with this one.
Oh, neat.
So if you play there, you choose. You can either choose the tour, which works just like that, or you can choose build a structure, which is kind of nice. It gives you a second chance there. The make wine, harvest, and of course winter or wine orders are all autumn actions. So they kind of divided the harvest and make wine and fulfill orders used to always be in the same season. Used to all be winter. Now they're kind of divided. So you got to remember, if you're going to make wine, don't wait till winter. It's right here in the autumn. Well, right there actually. That's harvest. That's make. In the winter, this one is new. Sell wine, which is not the same as fulfill the orders, because there's fill order. This is a sell. You can discard a wine token, gain the corresponding number of victory points. Only the type of wine matters and not the value. And what they mean by the corresponding number of victory points, like quality 1, 2, and 3, I think is 1 victory point. 4, 5, and 6 is 2. 7, 8, and 9s are 3 points, I think. But if we actually perform that action, you'll be able to see it. I think I didn't get anything planted. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm going to pass. I'm probably going to play one of these winter visitors. I just got to decide which one. So he already finished winter and passed, so picked his wake up spot for the next year. Yeah, why not? I'll play the governor.
Mm-hmm.
No.
What's up, governor? Hopefully I can get a structure card. You can see what that looks like. So if you zoom your play mat like before, there's where the structure cards go. So your structure cards, your grapes, and your wine. And then the normal buildings, that we've always had. So, yep, I am out of Wekkas. Now I believe on that fourth spot, draw an order card in the summer and a summer visitor in the fall. Thought one of these could draw. Wait, is that structure? Draw any card in the fall and become the starting player your next year. So if you choose to go last, 7th, you'll be first the following year, I believe, is what that, I'm going to do the extra worker 7th, because that way I can actually draw a structure. How much was the vine trellis? 2? Yeah. done anything with the influence. And I think there's some endgame scoring that also goes along with the influence board. Like whoever's got the most influence on a particular region. Oh, it's waiting for me
Okay,
again.
cool.
I don't fully understand that part of it yet. But, yeah. Of course, we'll take the plant. All right. And it's an extra lira bonus space too. Alright, I think I'll do the summer visitor. I don't want to do that. I don't have wine to discard, so let's gain some lira. And yes. There we go. So this is my 7th Wick Up space benefit. I can draw any card. This is structure. I'm going to just take one of those so we can see what those are like. I think that's a wine parlor. It costs 3 lira to build it. After you fill a wine order, gain 2 lira. So if you build that, there's your benefit.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
So since we're already past that, but remember I can use the build here if I want to try to build it, which maybe I will again, so you can see that. So let me pass for the summer. There you go. He's playing on the influence. So. Let's see. Oh, we're in the winter. I passed from the... Wait, did I pass in the fall? Must have. We're in the winter? Yeah, we're in winter now. Alright. I guess I missed my chance to do that. Oh, that stinks. But... Alright, I can train a worker. So now, I can pick farmer, your regular normal one, or an oracle. So just for grins, I'll take a farmer. I can't remember what he does exactly, because I didn't really read it. Back to spring. Yeah. wonder if I should do, just so you can see it, the influence. Alright, so again, I barely, I think, understand this. But these are the cards. So if you play an influence in that region, you can draw a vine card, draw a summer visitor, winter visitors, gain a lira there, and I believe at 2 victory points. These are one victory point, 2, 1, 1. I'm just going to do that. That should give me 2 points. Does it cost me 1 lira, or do I get one? No, I get one. Oh, I bet you the points might be end game. That might be what it is the end game scoring. Alright. Oh, again, I could have built the structure. I guess I still can. Let's I'm gonna do the farmer and build the wine parlor. So you can see it adds it here. And that tells you their benefit that you get from it.
Okay.
I think that covers, I think I covered all the changes. The way they're divided on for 4 years, the influence boards you can play influence on, the structure cards, special workers. Got any questions?
No, not really. I mean, it looks really cool.
Yeah, so I mean it adds.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
I definitely want to get it. It looks like a nice addition.
Yeah, yeah. It really kind of tweaks the strategy a little bit. A couple different ways of going about it.
Yeah.
You know, base viticulture is really good game, but it can become a little focused on a race to fulfill wine orders, where this kind of that's still an important aspect, but even more variety of options to to score points and stuff that doesn't make it quite as focused on the orders being quite as important. And like the influence thing is interesting. I gotta understand it a little bit more myself. So.
I don't see myself sacrificing workers to end my turn soon. Get the
All right,
jump on the next opponent.
and then you don't have
But it's
to.
neat that it's available.
Yeah.
So, no.
But if it was a 7-player game, maybe, because then it could make a big difference. I mean, either being like the very last one and not having a choice what to take, or again, like if you really need that extra worker and you want to make sure you get 7th, get the extra worker for next year, or you're really short on lira, you want to make sure you get the 2nd person to go here to get extra lira. So I mean, it can. And this one here actually is that's an influence, I think, the little star. You can see it actually has 5th place. You get a bonus in the summer, your choice of a summer or winter visitor, a winter card in the fall, and influence in the winter. So it's like here, victory point in the summer, a winter visitor in the fall, and I think that's upgrade your grapes in the winter. So you get like a bonus upgrading of all your grapes. which could make a difference, especially if you're trying to, you need them to get one more quality up to make, you know, certain wine or so. All right. Anyway, if you're ready for Calico, I will close that. All righty, take it away.
Okay. So this is the Quilts of Calico. Been out about a week now, I think. And I'll just start off by playing the game. Now, it's not your typical type of quilt game. It's got a lot to it, so it's pretty neat. Let me start a new game here. So, for the sake of this demo, I'll show them in two AIs. You can see there's also cats down here, which I'll explain later. You can pick random cats. This Toby here that's all red, actually made myself. Just playing with the colors, making them completely red.
So you can actually customize those.
Cats come with a different bonus. Yeah, you can customize their bonus and the way they look. So just at a quick, I'll get into this in more detail when we get into the game, but at a quick glance you can see there's a 3+ here on Millie, 4+ on Toby, the one I made. That has to do with getting 4 of the same kinds of cards together in a row. Gives you a bonus score. You have more specific ones, like Allie here shows 3 tiles. It must be in that pattern. Score that cat's bonus. We've got this one over here with 3 in a row, 5 in a row, and the higher number of tiles you have to get together in a certain pattern, the more points they're generally worth. And again, that's just an overview. I'll get back to that in a minute. That's a secondary kind of scoring part of the game. So let me just start the game. And at the very beginning, you can see these the empty board, the quilt board they call it. And over here on the left are the 3 cats that we just saw that we could have selected. There's my Toby. Just to give you an idea of the layout of the board. Over here, next to this bag, we've got the 3 tiles that are patch tiles that are available for the next round to pick up. And then our playing area is going to be down here. But initially, when the game starts, you have the option to pick 1, or actually 3 of these 4 tiles that are called design patterns. Actually, they're design gold tiles. So, what this means, it shows buttons on each one of them, and those are equivalent to points. So the blue is always less than the orange on here. That represents the amount of points you will get if you can complete this card's goal. And you'll see one of them shows a not equal, and the others show patterns in larger groupings, like 3 A's, 2 B's, and a C, 3 A's, 3 B's, 2 A's, 2 B's, and 2 C's. And so let me just mouse over this one with the 2 A's, 2 B's, and 2 C's. You'll see what that means is you will score 7 points if you can place around that hexagonal tile 3 different pairs of colors. So maybe two pinks, 2 purples, and 2 blues. That would satisfy that. You'd get your 7 buttons. Or you could do the same pattern. You can do the same thing with patterns instead of colors. You could do, looks like 3 stripes, 3 polka dots, and 3 ferns, let's say. If you have all of those surrounding this when you're finished, as you play the game, you get 7 buttons for that. Now, in order to get the 11 button bonus, you have to accomplish both at the same time. So you would have to have 3 pairs of colors, let's say again, 3 purple, 3 pinks, and 3 yellows. you would also have to satisfy the condition, those amongst those 3 pairs of colors, you've also got only 3 different pairs of patterns. No more, no less. It has to be exact. And then you would score 11 points for that. So let me place this here. It might make it easier to see. These would be similar with the A's and the B's. Instead of pairs of AA, BB, and CC, this one, for instance, you would have to get 3 of one color, and 2 of another color, and then 1 single color. In other words, 3 A's, 2 B's, and a C. Or we can make those A's, B's, and C's patterns. It would be 3 of the same pattern, a pair of the same pattern, and a single pattern. And they must be different from each other. You can't have like 5 of the same color and say, okay, that represents 3 of a color and a pair of colors. They must be different. So let's put that one up as well. Then, just to break things up and show you this other one, this one says not equal. In order to score 10 points or 15 points for this one, you have to have all different colors encircling that hexagon, or all different patterns. And again, for the big bonus score of 15, they have to be all different colors and all different patterns.
Okay, so it's or for the lesser points, and then and for the... So if it's an or, you get the 10.
Exactly.
It's one or the other. Both, it's 15, and 15. Oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And now, something else I wanted to point out, now that I've laid these down. First, I get to pick the positions of these. They're laid out like this, I think, on every board that I've seen. So, if you look at this A, B, B, C, C, it's got 6 tiles that go around the hexagon. That's what you have to play to meet these conditions to get the bonus points. However, look at this one. It shares these 2 tiles in the hexagon. So you want to try to satisfy this condition and satisfy this condition
on the ones that are shared.
with these 2 tiles. Yes, so you've got to really play those 2 tiles smartly, or intelligently, I should say, to make them satisfy both at the same time. And same goes for this one. You've got, when this one that's down here, it only shares 1 X.
Mm-hmm.
So, depending on which bonus tiles you go for, which one you might think it might be easier or harder to fill, you might want to put this one maybe down here, or this one up here, because you only want to share 1 tile, instead of having to share 2 with another goal. So that's one of the strategies that you have to take into consideration. Now, I'm kind of jumping around because of how the gameplay goes, but before I move on, notice that the board starts with a border around the quilt.
Mm-hmm.
These are actually playable tiles. None of them breach into your hexagon surrounding, the 6 tiles surrounding your hexagon, but they're still there to hook onto for other kinds of quilts. So, for instance, this Toby character that I made, this bonus over here says 4+. That means you must string together in a row or in any kind of a grouping. It doesn't have to be a row. 4 of the exact same tiles patterns. And it has to be specifically 4 of these right ones, or 4 of these, what do you call that, cross flower patterns. So, there's already like a cross right here, this purple cross pattern that matches Toby's.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to try to score Toby's points, I have to hook onto here. I mean, it doesn't have to hook onto here, but this is one example. To take 4 tiles with that same kind of pattern and put them either here, here, and here.
So that they're touching,
here, and here.
basically.
Yeah, just so they're touching this one to my 4. Now, you don't have to use that. I could just as easily pick one that's here, 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 and here, play down all 4 myself. Look at Toby's bonus. But you're able to use these as live squares. You want them around the board. Well, and sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. The note is, well, let me see. Let me move the round one. So while I had the choice to pick which cats I wanted in the beginning, over here, I didn't have the choice to pick tiles they were going to put them on. That's just a random placement. Toby could have very well had this fern tile and his polka dot underneath him. Just changes every game, I think. So now that I've picked my starting goals out of the 4, this one's going to go away and be discarded, and I'm going to click this bouncing little bag over here to say this round is over. This turn is over. I'll click that, and then the new turn begins, and I automatically start with 2 of these tiles down here and blinking. I can place them anywhere I want on the board, any one of these open spots. Say for argument, the easiest one to demonstrate probably this one where no tiles are the same. So let's just say, okay, I want to start out. I'll just stick it right here. As soon as I do that, I have the option to back that out and pull it back if I want to. If I made a mistake. The very next action I want to do, if I want to leave that, is pick one of these remaining 3 from the play board from the draw pot, from the draw area. I can pick anyone I want because I've got 2 duplicates here.
Yeah, I saw that. 2 of the same.
So if I want to go for this full 15 points, I want to have not only all 6 different colors, but I want to have all 6 different patterns. So I'm going to not pick this pink one. In case I'll pick one of these purple ones for now.
So when it
Because
says
my mouse is right
different,
down my
that's
board.
color and pattern. So you can't have 2 pinks and you can't have
Yes.
2 of the same patterns regardless of color. If either of them matches.
And that's only right. And that's if I want to go for the full 15 points. If I'm backed into a corner and I run out of tiles, I might just say, okay, well, I've got duplicate patterns here. Couldn't do anything about that. Let's go for all different colors, and then I'll score my 10 points.
You can still get the 10, yeah.
Yeah. So you're only trying to get the and to get the most points, but sometimes you just can't.
Now each
So play by one tile.
does each player play on their own board? It's not a shared board, or is it?
Yes, each player
Okay.
plays. It's not a shared board. It's not a shared quilt. However, every player draws from this same bag.
Right. Okay.
So, if I and that can become a pain in the ass because if I'm playing here and I know I'm trying to get my hands on this pink one next turn, it might not be there because the other player's going to come along and grab one of these 3 for their round, and they might take that, and then it's gone. And we can actually see their boards. I think if I click on their pictures down here at the bottom, they haven't played
Okay.
yet. They selected their. Actually, they selected different goals as well. See that they changed.
Yep.
Way back. And they're waiting for me to finish my turn.
Okay.
My board. So I played my tile. I've drawn one of these 3 bills. I've got it wrote down here for next turn. For my next turn, these are mine. Nobody can touch these. Now I'll play this bag, and when I do, you'll see a funny animation come down. Catkins will come pull one of these away at the end of their turns. That's them picking their tiles. So I'll hit that. Threw a green one down there. Now the next player is playing. She took that one.
Okay.
The next player is playing, and she took that one. Now it's my turn again. And we can see this purple is still there because I didn't take that. That's my duplicate from the original draw that I made. These are brand new ones from their plays. And if we look at their boards, you can see. Oh, they didn't. It doesn't show you. Oh, yes, it does. Okay, tricky. They played a blue right there.
Yeah, over on the edge, on the far right edge.
Yep. And then this person played a green down here. It's an interesting opening move. Because they're immediately not going for one of these goals with that.
Yeah, right. Oh.
It looks like to me is they probably have another polka dot in their hand. Because if I look, they made a string of 2 polka dots, and if you look at this cat over here, this Rumi named cat, polka dot is one of you must use, and it must be in this specific pattern. It can't be like in this triangle pattern that Callie needs. It has to be 3 in a row. The chances are going to play polka dot right there.
Because
and get this 5
those
points.
over there are other point goals different from the hex tiles in the middle. So you can get, is that 5 points
Exactly.
on that one for doing 3
Exactly right.
consecutive polka dots. So like one more. Okay. So right, so
Yeah.
the points in the
I can't
board in the
see-
middle, yeah, right, is not going towards that, but it is for the for that one.
Right. And if I suspect that that's what they're doing, right now I've got her quilt selected. And I'm also looking at her tiles in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got no polka dots here, and she's got no polka dots available for this turn. Anytime I see a polka dot pop up, I can try to pick it to prevent her from getting the right color. I mean, that's really a stretch because I really work on my own quilt, but it's still, you want to keep that in the back of your mind. You can sort of screw your neighbor.
Right. Yep.
By picking one.
Exactly. Take the piece that kind of like in patchwork, you can do the same thing.
I'll go back to my right. Just for the sake of me trying to, there's a lot going on here. I can try to fill this one and this one simultaneously.
And that little polka
Or
dot,
trying to get one of these cats.
that little
Yeah, looks
polka
like I
dot
can
piece
complete
would
this
still work for you as long as it's not a pink polka dot. It still works for your 15-point goal because different pattern, different color.
Right. Exactly.
Wouldn't be a total waste.
So right now, all I've got to play here. I don't have any polka dots anyway at the moment. All I've got is this blue, whatever, old couch pattern and this purple star flower thing. So I'll throw this down here. I'm kind of disregarding this one right now. That's not how I would play normally, but we'll try to fill this one and see what happens. And it looks like I could play this gold one next, but it's the same pattern as the blue one in my hand, so I'll just plan ahead and I'll grab this green stripe.
All right.
I know the green stripe doesn't match
It's a-
any of this.
And it's still in different color and a different pattern.
Yeah, and so is this blue one. So I grabbed this. I already got 4 of my 6 ready to play here. I'll just grab that one. Go next. There goes a purple polka dot. Probably he's gonna take it. Yep, there she goes. So she grabbed it. I couldn't stop her. And if we look, she couldn't play it that turn, but she has it queued up for next turn. It looks like she played that one this turn. Very strange strategy. I don't know if it's because the computer's not so bright, but it doesn't match any here. It doesn't match any. She's not even going for these yet. So normally, because this one is off the beaten path, it's not encircling this, I would do that for like a tile where I'm kind of stuck down here. I've got 2 tiles maybe that I can't play on any of these because it's my goals. I'll just stick it here because it's like off. You know, it doesn't mess up your hexagon. It's just kind of an extra spot to use like these. So I don't know why she played that off the bat. But whatever. I'll go back to my quilt. We'll take the green one and just stick it here. Now, okay, so I can't really play any of these for my goal because I've already got flowers. I've already got a purple. I've already got these cross pattern in pink. So none of those help me. So I'm just going to grab one at random. Again, now normally
okay.
I'd be playing just to fill this one and this one.
So you can just take one out of the bag. You don't have to take
Well,
one.
I wish I
of
could,
the,
but you can't draw from the bag, unfortunately.
Oh, you
It's just a grab.
can't. You do. Okay, so all right. When you said random, I thought you meant you could take
Yeah.
an unknown from the bag. All right.
Just click on it to end your turn, and it randomly throws one down here. The next person. Then they take their turns. And again, I see nothing I can use for that goal. Because this fern leaf would have been great for the pattern, but I've already got a green one. That doesn't help me for the 15 bonus.
How about down
But
there
I
in the
can.
bottom left or something?
Yes.
It's the
Exactly. I don't have a
7-Eleven.
navy blue yet. I don't have that pattern yet. Just throw that there. I'll pick the fern just for fun. Now, I've got 2 tokens I'm not going to be able to use here, so I'm going to place somewhere. I mean, I'll try to get one of these cat bonuses while I'm at it. So, I've got a fern, which matches Callie with this 3 pattern. I've got this flower thing that matches Rumi with the 3 in a row pattern. So, now let's take advantage of this fern right here. There's already a fern here. So if I can put one there and there, to get the Callie cat. I'll just throw one here for now. Now I've got 2/3 of the pattern already.
So one more of the fern ones.
Yeah. And again, I can't use any of these for my goal up here. I've already got pink and purple. So I think I will grab this one in the chances of matching something else here for these flower people. This flower tile.
You could use a fern up there that doesn't match one of those 4 colors, though, right? If it wasn't blue, green, pink, or purple, because you don't have a fern one, but it just can't match one of the 4
Right.
colors.
Absolutely right.
So again, if you draw a fern that is blue, green, pink, or purple, down at the bottom would be perfect.
Yeah, and there it is. If I get my chance,
There you go.
yeah, to pull that one if this round. But for now, I gotta play one of these guys, which again doesn't help me here.
But then you'll be able to grab that purple fern for next.
Yes, I will be. And what I can do here is also this flower pattern on the end here. I can. It's this one. Yeah, I can take these guys and make a row straight out here with them. That'll satisfy getting a row of flowers for this cat.
Oh,
I'll do that. For fun.
because that's one of the 2
I'll put this
patterns,
fern
the
first.
polka dot and then the pattern you just played.
Yeah. Exactly. And now I've got my fern queued up to go up here. No, sorry, to go here. Get my Callie. I'll take my turn.
Yeah, 'cause it's got to, okay,
Change
it's got
that
to be
fern
the
either.
triangle pattern there. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So one of these 3 are going to help me with this one, but I can certainly get my Callie by doing this.
Yep.
You'll see a little. Here it comes. And that scored me 3 buttons, which you can see down here is my score right now.
Cool.
That's what the card says it scores.
Yep.
Okay. And again, I can't use any of these for this. But looking at Toby, I see a striped card here. Toby needs any 4 stripes touching each other. So I've already got a stripe here that happens to be part of this stripe there. So just for fun, I can grab this stripe and throw it down here and complete either one of these for a 4th. If another stripe pops up, I'll get Toby. Let me start doing that here.
And it's not touching
Now
that.
that's a card
And
I
it's
use.
not touching that 10-15 tile, so it wouldn't mess you up there. Wouldn't
right.
be part of that, so that's fine.
So now, I'll go ahead and play my stripe over here. Towards the Toby goal. But we also, I just noticed this light blue polka dot. That's a perfect candidate for me to play on my goal up here. I don't have any polka dots, I don't have any light blues.
Yep.
So I'll play this here, just to get started. I'll grab this. Next turn. Next. And they're taking random stuff for their board. Okay. I'm gonna play my polka dot. And there's one other way to score here, which I haven't done yet. But if you combine any 3 colors in a row on the board, it's at random, also scores you 3 points. Kind kind of show you a graphic.
Same color, you mean? Does that be like three of the same color, like three blues or?
Only colors have to match, as far as I know. And I'll do it in a second, just by accident. But let me play this one first. Just to get it here. Now, I do need a fern. Complete this. It can't be dark blue, so that doesn't help me. I need another stripe for this. There are none showing, and I need.
And neither are the greens
because I already have
they,
one.
and you can't use those greens because you got a green.
Right. None of these really help me, but
Not up there, no.
I'll grab this one just to demonstrate the color thing. Okay, that is the card I need. No, it isn't. No, it isn't, because I already have a green. I need a gold fern. It's the only way I can get the 15 points here. That's all I have left. Is I'm missing a fern and I'm missing gold. So it has to be a gold fern, which is pretty tough to be in. The chances of me getting that are slim. But anyway, let me take this green fern just for fun. I'm going to attach it to these strings here, and we should see that I'll get a bonus point just for having three greens next to each other. Oh, I can't do that. Let me do. I have to use this green to show you that. It's already kind of showing a little graphic. Like if you drop this, you'll get some. Drop it. There we go. Got a green button. Combining three greens.
3 more points, and I get 6.
That is also worth. That's also worth 3 points.
Yeah.
And you can see on this card right here, it's got all 6 possible color buttons, and my green one is lit up saying that I just accomplished. And the reason that's being tracked there is because if you happen to get all 6 of these on one board, you get a special bonus called a rainbow pin. I forgot what that's worth, but it gives you even more points if you can get 3 of every color on your board somehow. So, take this old one, just don't really need it. Now, next.
Now, when's the game end? When the tiles are all gone, or when you fill your entire board?
I think it's when you've. I think it's when the board is full. Yeah. Everybody's board is full. That's when it ends. Now, bingo! I'm gonna get to pick this gold fern, which is exactly the card I need.
There you go. That's when you were just saying you needed the gold fern.
Yep.
Perfect.
Just I'm lucky that it's there, and I get to choose it next.
Yep.
It could have come. It could have come in the middle, and somebody else could have grabbed it.
But you're guaranteed you're gonna get it.
One. I gotta make room for it. So I'm gonna take this purple one, the flower pattern, and I'm gonna put it right there. That will complete this 3 in a row flower pattern, which is gonna give me this. Yeah, he needs 3 in a row, and there's the flower pattern right there. Let's do that. I got me 2 things in once. I combined
because you got 3, just like you did with the 3 greens, but it's 3 purples. Nice.
Yep.
So that was 3 points, and then the little cat bonus was how many points for that one? Is that
for him it was 5, because he's got a 5 on his card.
Okay. Yep.
That was a good move.
Yeah. And you get your gold fern. So that's going to be 15 points because you're going to get the higher point value there.
Exactly. Okay. I'll play this fern, and it'll automatically score this. You'll see a neat graphic, what it does. I'll let you see it first and then explain it. See, it's going A, B, C, they're all green. That means I just satisfied all the colors, and now I'm satisfying all the patterns. So it goes through the tests and it says, okay, yeah, you got them both. Kind of neat. Like, so what would have happened if I would have played this gold couch-looking pattern here instead of this fern? Would have gone around and it would have said, okay, A, B, C, D, E, all green. You got all different colors, 10 points. And then it would start and it would go A, B, C, D, and then it would say, you've got two of the same patterns.
Right, right.
It's kind of cool. And just looking down here accidentally, see, this one says 3 A's, 2 B's, and a C. I've already got 3 greens. I've already got 3 A's for color here. I didn't plan that. That just happens to be how it laid out. So, and if I read the card by mousing over it, if I do 3 of a color, which I already have, and then a pair of colors, and then a single color, that'll score me 7 points right there.
And then same with the patterns. 3 of
Okay.
one pattern, a pair, and a single. Oh.
Right. So looking at this, can I do that? I can still do that too if I play the tiles properly.
Well, you got 2
Get
of
another
that,
colored.
2 of the straight line patterns. They count as a pair of patterns, right? Because they don't
Right.
have to be different colors. They just got to be
Right
the
now.
same pattern. They can be the same color. They don't have to be. So,
What I can't do is another green because that'll screw up the 3 A's.
right. Yep.
Break it.
You can't play green at all.
I can. So in order for me to get 3 stripes, I have to play another colored stripe on there.
The blue one that's available to draw, that's a different color, and doesn't that match the pattern? The little snowflake
Does.
looking.
So that's a great one. Yep, that's a great one to pick. Play that next.
So then you would either have to go to 3 lines to use that as a triple, or you're gonna have to go to 3 of that pattern to get the triple. Because 2 pairs isn't gonna help. You got 1 pair, and the other's gonna have to be 3.
Exactly right. Yep. So let's play this one.
Yeah. So it's 2 and 2 anyway.
Now I've got options.
Yep. So if you get the straight
Now-
line one or that one, not green.
Right. And see, I've got the colors satisfied. I know I need at least. This could be my single color, or it could be part of my pair. I either need 2 more of a different color, or I need another dark blue and another other. Go 3, 2, 1 for color. That could be my 1, or it could be my 2. It depends on if I draw another dark blue and want to put it there or not.
Is the pink one that same pattern?
Well, the pink one is that same pattern. I'm thinking that's the
Okay.
perfect one to play because I need a new color, and it also is going to give me my
That would be the
third pattern.
Third.
I don't, which tells me. So let me grab that one because when I play that, and now after I play that one, I will not be able to play another stripe because that'll screw up. I have 2 free patterns. Automatically saying
Right,
stripe
right,
is my
right.
2.
Yep. So you're basically saying your stripes is gonna be your pair, and that's gonna be your triple. Yeah.
Right. Yes. So I'll play that one.
So not
Right.
that
Now we're
pattern.
limited to what we can do.
A third type of pattern, and not green, but either pink or blue. And not
Exactly.
either of
Exactly
those
right. It's gotta go
patterns.
pink or blue and you got it. Neat logic, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah,
unfortunately, actually,
it's thinky.
I think this one right here might satisfy that. Oh, it doesn't. It has to be pink or blue. It has to be pink or blue.
Right. Yep.
You have to get the pair of colors.
Yep.
So,
Only
so
those
this
2
one,
colors.
none of these are any good for that.
But how about your 7-Eleven on
Okay,
your other
this can wait till-
7-Eleven?
Yeah, I think that would go up there.
A,
nicely.
B, B. So that's the same thing, except they're all pairs, right? The A, B, B, C, C means two of a pair of colors, a pair of colors, a pair of colors, a pair of patterns, a pair of patterns, a pair of patterns.
playing this, I'm going to make a pair of patterns and a pair of colors.
Yeah. Okay.
That,
Yep.
that's kind of cool. Now I can't play any more of this pattern on here. I can't play any more purples.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to keep my bonus. So those
Right.
patterns are
If you
out.
want to go right, you're going to get the 11
Just-
points and not the 7.
Yeah. So I might as well just grab
Actually,
this.
that would blow it both ways. If you, well, if you duped a pattern and a color, then you kills the whole thing.
Right. Now that's funny. So I do need a pink down here. It can't be that pattern.
Yep.
That won't work. But that's perfect to go right here. I'll have 2 pinks
Yeah.
and 2 patterns.
Two
The
pink.
same.
Yep. So that's 2 complete full
And-
pairs.
The only thing that leaves me a little tricky is I'm going to have to put 2 of the exact same tiles down to complete the 3 because it'll have to be the same color and the same pattern. Since I'm not crossing them over here. So maybe I'll have 2 patterns and 2 colors completed already. But the next 2 tiles will have to satisfy being the same pattern and the same color. Which is okay. We can just try it. We might get it. We might not. So let's see. Should we go for? Doesn't really matter. I can just kind of eyeball the board. There's already a gold leaf out here, so when we get a gold leaf, are probably pretty slim. But there's also gold pattern. I can say screw it and don't put any one of them down here. Just try for another one. Let's see. We haven't received anything. We haven't fulfilled a Toby Cat yet. Do anything with that? Not with these.
Now on those cat ones, can you do those multiple times and score points more than once, or is it a one and
cat?
done? Yeah. So could you do
Let's see, I'm not
the
sure. Let's try.
like that bottom one
let's give it a
with
shot.
the 5 point? If you did another 3 in a row, either same pattern or the polka dots instead.
Right now, I've only got Cali tiles to try it. So where could I put that to try it? Where easily? Let's try it next time now. See if I can do that. Just for the hell of it.
Sorry, I was just
let's play this.
curious.
Well, no, let's not.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
doesn't
like
matter
this.
to understand the basics of the game, but I was just curious.
Yeah, that's a good question, though. I'm not sure the answer. Hey, this one might... No, that won't do it either. I can't play that one either. I want that blue, but not the stripe. On here. Those are teasers. I can't play either one of those. And I can't play that one here, because that'll give me a 3rd pattern color. Alright. Let's grab this. We need to grab something. There it is again. Hey! If that means... Oh! So, I need 2 of the identical cards here to complete my pattern. Darn it. And I was hoping I was going to get 2 of these, but they just took it. So... Okay, it's getting tricky now.
No, can't use the lines over on the left. Messes up.
Let me put this here and get Toby, because this will complete a 4th stripe in a row. See all these 4 match each
yep.
other. So I got 5 points for Toby. Okay. So yeah, it's definitely a thinking game. We still need to pick a blue down here.
Is that blue one to
that-
pick with the? That'll work, right? Because it'd be a second blue, and
That'll
it's
work.
a new pattern, isn't it? It had to be a new
Yeah.
to go in your little hole there
Absolutely.
and get the 11 points there.
Yeah. Play that next turn. Oh, and if that gold one stays, we want it. Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, I've already got this gold one. I need two of the identical cards to go here. So I'm gonna play this one.
Closes that one.
There's our AAA, our BB, and our C. And then there's our AAA, our BB, and our C. So we got 11 points for that. Now I definitely want to snag this card. And play both of them here. And
Like how it
also play-
changes the little design there, and then only displays the points that you earned, showing that that one's closed out and
Yeah.
scored. So when you're glancing, so yeah, this is done, this is done, and you just got that other 7-11 over there.
Play that. And I screwed up. We were going to finish this one with this pink here, and I put it down here. That's okay. It might come along again.
Yeah.
I can actually take this. Yeah, that changes our options. I can take that. Now we're only down to 3 tiles left, three spots, so the game's almost over. In order to finish this one, we've got 2 of the same pattern and 2 different patterns. So that would complete. One of these would complete another pattern. And the color.
Now the one that's the
Left
same
meeting of
pattern that would serve as a pair of patterns and the color. The one on your left,
Right, it's gotta be a pink.
the left of the two. Because isn't that the same as the
Yeah.
pattern also? That's all the gold pattern you already got there.
Yes. So it doesn't really matter. It's just luck of the draw, whichever one.
But that also
This-
works because it's the pattern of the purple. So you go with that one, then you're going to need a purple of your remaining one. And if you played that,
Yeah.
then you would need a purple of the other. Well, no.
As a strategy here,
Pink. Yeah.
I'm probably not going to get the right card because there's only 2 turns left. So what I'm going to do is grab this pink one because at the very minimum I can play this pink.
The colors and get
Get
the
7
7
points
points.
to satisfy the total.
Yeah. Yep. It'd blow the patterns, but the colors still. Yeah. I mean, if you get real lucky and get something to do the 11, great. Otherwise, yeah, like that's a good fallback, and at least get 7.
Yep. And see that's not going to help me. So I'm going to end up having to play that one.
Well, can you play
I'll show you, I'll
your
play this one here because it's just
play the gold leaf down? Yep, that's just like a throwaway, and then you get one more draw,
Yeah.
I guess, and
Wouldn't that help me? It doesn't really matter. I'll take the pink for the hell of it. That's the one we needed right there.
that's right. You already knew what ones you're gonna have available. You had to draw it right then anyway.
I'm completely satisfied right there, but we'll never get to it because the game's over.
That's still pretty good, though. I mean, 2 out of 3 maximum points. You did all 3 of the cat bonus points, right? With the 5, 3, and 5.
Yeah. So there we go. AA, BB, CC on color, but
Dude.
BB.
Eh. Oh,
Yeah, 52 points is actually a really good score.
very cool.
Achievement for that. I'm trying to get over 50. They're just finishing up their turns. And there we go. School's at the end.
And obviously up to 4 players, right? So.
Yep. And look, they so we got 3 cat tokens for doing 1 of each cat. 5. That ain't a question. They did more, at least 1 cat more than 1. And I got first place, Master Quilter. So yeah, we kicked butt on the design tiles, filling our orders. Got 2 buttons, which was kind of average. I mean, lower than average on the cats, but yeah. So that's pretty much the gist.
Cool. Yeah, well, thanks for that.
Menu. Yeah, sure. It's a lot of fun, and there's other stuff. Like I'm in the middle of a storyline now that walks you through a little silly scenario and gives you goals to complete. Quote board. With a cat editor, and you can make your own cat. Again, I just went crazy and made everything about him. But you can do whatever you want as far as
Oh, wow.
changing the body shape. Fluffy they are. It's cute.
Yeah. Green fur.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day green. There you go.
Green, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll save him, why not? And I didn't pick any, I didn't go to change, we could have picked his gold. For the harder, these are all the different things, like 5 in a row is really hard. Because of the way the board is shaped. And having 7 touching is equal. If you were to pick that, then I think his score bonus is going to be really high if you use him. I don't know until you start the game. It'd probably be worth like 8 or 10 buttons or something. Who knows? So it's kind of fun. I think the game's great. I've been playing it like every day since I bought it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Alright. So we're going to wrap up these demos, you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
Alright.
Okay.
Certainly interesting. Alright. Cool.